In this session, we will try to download a new data. Go to your favorite browser and search for this term, top 1000 YouTubers. And once you search for that, your search results might look like this. Click on the link, most subscribed. This link will take you to a new website which has all the details which we are looking for. It has numeric columns, and also it will give you the top 1000 YouTubers, their video views, their video counts, what is the category, when did they start, and also it will rank, it will also give you the subscribers and YouTuber name and the rank. So this is the dataset which we are going to download. So go to that link, right click and copy that link, and once you copy that link, we can go to Power BI, and using web on Power BI will load the dataset. Now that you are in Power BI, we will create a new page. We are continuing in the same file, so go to web and paste the link which you just copied onto that area, say so that you can bring in that data into Power BI. Paste it and click OK. Once you click OK, the table will appear, and once you have the table, you can select the table and it will preview whatever the table you are selecting. The Navigator window will tell you those things, and also you have the same options, right? You have your load, transform, and cancel options. So select the table, and once you make the selections, the grayed out part is now visible, and you have these three options. You can now that we know we have to make transformations, we will go ahead and click on the transform data. Once you click on the transform data, it will take you to Power Query window. We'll wait for that window to appear. It's a very small data set, so about 1000 YouTube channels. So obviously it is a small data set, and the data set will, once it loads, it appears here. You can change the name of from table 1 to, say, we'll type out top 1000 YouTube channels. That way it is appropriate name for our table. Once we do that, the applied steps are visible on the right, and also once you do that, we can see three columns are there, subscribers and also video views, and also the other column. So what we could do is we can eliminate all the zeros and negative values in case if there are no values too. So we can do that by applying the number filter, greater than or equal to 1. I have done for all the three columns. I've done that so that it saves our time today. And once we have that, we can just visually inspect if the values are showing up. No zeros are there. Now that we have, we can change the format to long format by selecting those through three numerical columns and unpivoting those columns. Those columns, once you unpivot, you get your attribute and values. In the attribute, you have your video views, subscribers, all those three things, and also you have your value column. Visually inspect if there are any zeros or any missing values. I think it's we are good to go. Now that we're happy, we can just click on close and apply, so that the data is all those transformations are applied and the data appears on your Power BI desktop. As always, we have those options. We can apply changes directly, or you can make all those changes. It will tell you, the Navigator, the small pop-up window will tell you what is happening, the progress of your data being processed. And you can discard changes too. It is telling you, it is evaluating your data, what we have just used in Power BI, Power Query Editor window. Once it is done, it is going to load the data onto your data section upright on the right. Go to the appropriate table. We have named it as top 1000 YouTubers. Once you go that, make sure that since we have already used the same file, so we have two tables, go and select our table, current table, top 1000 YouTube channels. Go to table view, and we'll repeat the same steps which we have done in the previous examples. So we can just click on the table view. Once we do that, we have those attribute and values, and like always we'll create a new column by extracting the leftmost digit from the value column. So we will name it as leading digit multi, so that we'll make a distinction, because Power BI already has something called as leading digit from the previous example. So we will use a new name, and same fashion we'll use left and pick up the value column from the table and try to extract the leftmost digit from the table. And once we do that, we commit to it. Once we commit, our column will appear with the extracted leftmost digits from the value column. And once we have that, we are ready to go to the next steps. As we know, we have to create a few measures. We will create the first measure. We'll call it as count digit multi. Again, we'll count. What do we want to count? We want to count the leading digit from the current table, YouTube channels table, and select that and commit to it. Once you commit, that measure is created. In case if you want to go ahead and format it, use the comma, because this is a numeric column, we can use the comma. And once you have that, your measure is ready. And we are almost there. We have done 2 steps. So we'll try to drag the leading digit onto the canvas into a table visual, and like always it will aggregate. We'll go ahead and make sure that it is not summarizing, and we'll click on don't summarize, so that all the leading digits 1 through 9 appear on the left, right? This is perfect. Now let's go ahead and drag the count measure which we have just created. Make sure that the count measure is from this table. So we have the count measure, and we have those values appearing, the frequency. Next is we'll go ahead and calculate the observed percentage for this table. And once we have that observed percentage for all the values, then once we calculate that, then we can go ahead and calculate Benford too. As we all know, we can calculate observed percentage by using the divide function, and divide function expects a numerator and a denominator. We already calculated the numerator, count a digit multi. We can pass that as the first argument. And for the denominator, we can use the same function, count rows. And here we can use the same thing as in the previous example. We can use the count rows, wrap the table in a all selected function, so that we can apply slices from outside. Once we do that, our observed percentage is appearing. And go ahead, in case if you want, commit it and go ahead to change it into percentage format, so that way it looks good on our table visual. Once we do that, the observed percent multi is ready, and drag that over onto the table. Once we have that, we have those frequencies and observed percentage too. And we have another step. We can create another measure, because we have to create Benfords to do the comparisons. And Benford's formula, we can just create that. I just sped it up so that you can pause it and enter the formula. And once you are done that, you can copy, drag it onto the table visual, and the Benford is also appearing. We have everything what we need. All we have to do is right click, or prior to that we can just bring the slicers. We know we can bring a few slicers. We'll bring the attribute column from the table and make it as a tile, so that all those 3 are visible. And we have the slicer ready. And once we have the slicer ready, we can just copy this visual, and we will use the line and clustered chart. And as usual, we will remove count digit. We don't need it. And in case you want to clean it up, do it on your own, in the sense like for the look and feel. It's all up to you. So I'm just trying to make sure that we understand the concepts. Again, I'm dragging Benford percentage onto the line y-axis, so that it looks good. And now that we are ready, we can just go ahead and maybe we'll remove the title and probably add data labels, so that those percentages appear there. So I can use the slicers, both the attribute and category, and I can by each clicking on each selection, making the each selection, I can see that the visual is changing. So that is, I think we are good to go. We have achieved the multiple numeric columns Benford testing also. Now that we have done this, in the next example, we'll use Python and try to emulate the same example.